I can create a room that I don't have access to. And I can invite myself to a room, which just seems a little silly. So let's just make it so that the person who's logged in right now is always added to the room. So add room is now in main. Here it is. So let's just manipulate this room first. So if not room public, right? So if it's a private room, if it's not public, let's just push the current user onto the list of members. So room.members.push, and we'll just push the current user on there. But we know it's not actually like this.props.user, right? That's the thing with the UID, email, photo URL, and all that stuff. We need label and value, right? So we'll push on the same kind of thing that we put inside that select. So let me get the current user real quick. So const user equals this dot props. So I want to push onto room.members value colon user.uid label user.displayname parentheses user.email. So then they'll always be in there. And then I suppose they don't need to be in the list in the form, right? So let's go to room form. And what do we do? Where's my select? Here it is. Here's my select. The options are returned from this.users. So let's look at this.users. Here it is. So it just maps over all the users and returns them all. So let's not bother returning the current user. So let's get the list of users. Do const users out of this.props, users out of this.props. There should be an equal sign there. And then I will loop over not this.props.users, but users. So I'll change these two references. And then I need to take out the current user, but let's look at room form real quick. Let's make sure room form's open. Room form does not have the current user as a prop yet. So we need to pass that down. Sidebar does. I saw that in there. So sidebar has the current user. So we need to pass that down to room list. So we're passing in all users. Let's pass in the current user too. So then in room list, when we render a room form, we pass in users. Let's also pass in user, this.props.user. So then in room form, we have that. So what do I want to do? I want to just take the current user out of that list of users. How do I do that? How do we remove a key from an object? We learned that yesterday. Yeah. If we were syncing with Firebase, yes. But we actually want to take it clear out ourselves. So we will delete users square bracket this.props.user.uid. You dig? So what should happen? Too many of these have the same avatar. So I'm going to be Gmail me because he doesn't have that same avatar. Here we go. Let's add a new room. Let's not make it public. All right, so I've got Fretless me and DaveStruce.com me. Gmail me is no longer in the list. So let's say Fretless and me. So this would be, I'll call it Fretless and Gmail, so I know what I'm trying to make happen here. So I'm only inviting Fretless. I'm not inviting myself. And we are hoping that I get invited anyway. Notes to self. There it is, fretless in Gmail. So let's look at that one. Let's find main. Here's state.rooms. Here's fretless in Gmail. I have two members. Fretless.com and gmail.com. They're both there. It worked. We're so good. So what do we just do? Always include the user in rooms they create. You cannot create a club that won't have you as a member. Yes, sir.
So this isn't about this specifically, but this is going back to the last commit where we made it so that restricted access to private rooms.
Yep.
What if the room that you have, you're trying to make private, you're trying to restrict access to, what if that's the first room? So right now, the method that we have, like, it automatically redirects you to the first room if they try.
It redirects you to the first row. We should have changed that, actually. That's a good point. Yeah, we should have changed load valid room also. Yeah, we didn't do that. Load valid room should also get it out of filtered rooms. Yeah, that's a good point. So load valid room should not search object keys this.state.rooms. It should search well, see, that's an array of room names, so we can just do this.filtered room names .find. So load valid room should only look in the list of filtered room names, not all of them. So yeah, so the issue this fixes is that if the private room is the first room, yeah, load room won't work and it'll call load valid room, but then we're not restricting it there. Yeah, so yep, that's a good catch. Make sure this basically works. If I try to go to, I don't have any, this guy can get to everything. Let me make sure that basically works still. Make sure this guy can't get to private still. Okay, so yeah, good point. Fix issue. What's that?
No, Zach just sent me a comment like, if you restrict access, did you already? Yeah, okay, okay.
Fix load valued room for case when the first room is restricted. That was a very poor commit message for that. I know what I should have written now, but oh well. That's all right. Not worth it.